Hello everyone and welcome to the intro of our new book. So I wanted to have this intro because I wanted to share with you some of the things we're going to be doing, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about how I'm changing things this week from my assignments. So I've really looked into the book, I've pre-read, I'm filming these videos, and I've just decided to change a couple of things. So first off, this is our book, Little House in the Big Woods. And right there, Little House in the Big Woods, with the author being Laura Ingalls Wilder. It's just really bright. Alright, let me do this real fast. There we go, that's a little bit better. Alright, by Laura Ingalls Wilder. There she is. Okay, so in our book, it's a really fun book with lots of early immigration, and it's just fun. But one of the things I really wanted to talk about is I'm moving the assignments. So in pre-reading and doing everything, I've discovered that the it's age appropriate, 3rd and 4th grade age appropriate, but the chapters are like 20 plus pages long every chapter. So it's just going to be easier because I like to keep my reading between 15 to 20 minutes every day. So if I read the whole chapter, it'd be over half an hour. So just better to read in sections. So I am going to film a part 1 of every chapter and a part 2 of every chapter. If the chapter is short, then I won't do that. But this week we have part 1 and part 2 of chapters 1 and chapter 2. So we're changing the assignments. So in the language section of the daily assignments, it has what we're reading and what we're doing for our Little House on the Prairie. So I'm changing that a little bit. Kids or parents, if you'd like to write it in, that'd be great. But one thing is I am changing Monday. We're only going to be looking at this, and we're going to be reading chapter 1, part 1. And Tuesday, chapter 1, part 2, Wednesday, chapter 2, part 1, and Thursday, chapter 2, part 2. All right, on Thursday, I want to give you guys your quiz, so go ahead and move quiz down to Thursday, and our homes today and yesterday, that can be done on Friday. That can be done anytime during the week, but that is in the Thursday section. So what's going to happen is I am going to upload these throughout the week, and at least on the day of, but I might, have pre-recorded and we'll upload more. It's up to you guys. It just, everything, needs to be completed by the end of the week, so I'll leave that up to you, homeschool guru parents, when you guys want to have time to have your children read this, because it is just going to be reading comprehension through voice. So it's going to need to be quiet, it's going to need to be calm, and it's a great story. So it'd be great if the whole family wanted to listen. It'd be kind of awkward if you guys would be staring at my face, but it's a really great story. So and some really interesting things happening. I wanted to talk about how we're going to be writing our papers. So on the Monday section, you have one of our black tea dyed papers. And with that paper, at the top of it, it says notes for chapter 1 and 2. Okay, so that is on your assignment paper. I wrote 5 notes. But I'm going to change that to 4 or 5 notes since we're going to be reading more. We're not reading more, but we're reading for shorter periods. So it only has to be 4 notes per part. So there's going to be 4 parts this week, so there needs to be at least 16 notes on your paper. So 4 notes for each part. And with each part, we're going to have 3 vocab words, at least 3. I might have it only be like 1 or 2. But at least 3 vocab words, or at most 3 vocab words. And so, like right here, I've just got done doing our chapter 2, part 2. So you'll be seeing these awesomely amazing vocab words that I talk about in chapter 2, part 2. So your child will be writing the 3 vocab words, their definitions, and the way I want notes to be written. I think I've also said this in both chapter 1 and chapter 2, is I want the bullet point notes. So they'll write a note, and and notes being anything from settings to what the characters are doing. It doesn't always have to be the main character. You can introduce the main characters. You can tell me about just general what's happening in the story. Was there a cool story? What makes Laura happy? What are they doing? So anything like that. So you could always, a first note that you could write is author, and then Laura Ingalls Wilder, and another one could be setting, cabin in the woods. Sorry for my chicken scratch. You can't even see it. Oh no. But yeah, I can take the top part off. Okay. So notes just being general things about our story. Okay, you need at least 4. I've changed that from 5 to 4 just because we got so many parts. But I want you to write notes because we still have our quiz. So I've moved our quiz down to Thursday, but you are welcome. You can pull that out, and you are welcome to, that's a lot of things to focus on, but after every day of my reading, you can always pull your quiz out and say, okay, did Mrs. Heather talk about anything from my quiz today? So you can look at your quiz, because it's mainly just reading comprehension, okay? So you can look at your quiz, see if any questions go along with what I talked about that day. So the quiz is just for me to know that you were listening, okay? So that's up to you, and you want to pull it out. If you want to wait till the end of reading all 4 days, that's totally great. And you can always look back and listen to me later if you need a refresher on anything. And yeah, so after that, on Thursday you do your quiz. On Friday you have your Homes Today and Yesterday paper. That just needs to be a short paragraph on each of those on Friday. And then you also have your little art project. That is for you to take out and work on that whenever you want, this weekend or later that day. But it's the paper dolls like Laura in chapter 2, so you'll be able to see that. And let me think. Other than that, we have I just wanted to talk about our notes. Make sure that you give yourself room. So on our papers, there's no lines because they're tea-dipped papers, right? So there's no lines, so you're just going to have to write nicely. You don't want to write really big because we don't have the room for that. You're going to be writing at the least 16 notes and at least 12 vocab words. At most 12 vocab words. All right, so be sure to have enough space. If you run out of space, that's okay. Just grab another piece of paper. But think about it. You don't want to write giant notes because then you're not going to have room for everything. All right, so write nicely, write small, because these notes are also to help you on your quiz. So then maybe if you wrote all the notes that you need, then maybe you won't need to go back and listen to me again. Or try to focus on writing notes and doing the quiz, right? So just think about that. Go slow. You know that's my catchphrase. Go slow and think about it. All right? And let me see here. Oh, the last thing I wanted to talk about is if you flip over your tea-dyed notes paper, it has 2 sections for you to draw. So on Tuesday, after I'm done reading chapter 1, I want you to draw me something from chapter 1. So draw me, what did we talk about in chapter 1? We talked about a lot of interesting things. There's, of course, I wrote about the butchering. There's stuff with a bear. Things with bears happen. just the setting. You could draw me the setting of the story. And I showed you a couple of pictures. You can always go back and pause on a picture and draw something from that. You can draw Laura's family. You can draw anything you want that inspired you from the story. Okay? So that's all I'm asking for that. But you probably have to wait until after, unless something really inspired you in the first part. You can always flip it over. But probably better to wait until you're done reading the whole chapter, so then you can hear that. Okay, so that's what's happening. We've got bullet point notes, we've got vocab, you've got pictures on the back after the chapter, and you have your quiz that's been moved to Thursday, or whenever you want to pull it out, you can pull it out and jot things down. On the quiz, I do require full sentences if it's a big thing, so let me show you. So I don't require full sentences on... Okay, there's our dolls. Here's our quiz. Okay, so right here, like these, I think every one of these needs a full sentence. They're all kind of short answer. You don't need to do number 8. It says number 8 on the back of this paper. Tell what happened in Pa's story. You don't have to tell me what happened in Pa's story. So if you did number 8, that's totally great. Don't worry about it. I'd love to hear what happened in Pa's story. I'd love to hear, but I'm not going to make you do number 8. All right? So, yeah. Other than that, it needs to be full sentences. There's no real yes or no short answers. But yeah, pull it out. Look at it beforehand. And get comfortable with the questions. So then if you hear an answer, you can, oh, that's a question from my quiz. Let me get my quiz out. All right? So that's my advice. And what's my catchphrase? Go slow, think about it, listen to the story, and if you have any questions, please talk to me. And I hope you all enjoy the story. Okay? Love you guys. I'll talk to you later, and you'll see me in a second for chapter 1, part 1. Okay? All right, bye.